Yes, good morning. Nice and early today. Welcome along, gang. It's Saturday, the 23rd of May, 2020. Welcome along to this morning's United Kingdom talk. Yes, gang, the pineapple jacket is back because the nice weather is coming back again. It was a little bit, just a tiny little bit off hot yesterday. Well, it's on its way back. Look at this, in the sun this morning. UK weather forecast, bank holiday scorcher. They'll all be out there, won't they? The miserable lot. Oh, it's too hot. Oh, I can't cope in this heat. I've got this wrong with me. I've got this wrong with me. I've got this wrong. I must go outside and tell everyone that I can't cope with the heat because I've got all these things wrong. Pathetic people. Pathetic, dear. UK bank holiday bookies are predicting. Has anyone ever betted on the weather, by the way? Anyone here ever betted on the weather? Or anything else come to that? Anyone do betting on here? Bookies are predicting that the May spring bank holiday will be the hottest on record for 98 years. And looking up and down my chat box this morning, I think some of you have been here that long, haven't you? Well, you look it. You may not have the numbers in your age, but you certainly look like you've been here 98 years. The Met Office predicts temperatures will reach 25, but bookies are offering odds on just 1 to 4 on the UK, reaching temperatures of 30 degrees in the coming heat, boys and girls. It's getting hot, hot, hot. Oh, yeah. Ooh. Just a moment. I've just noticed something. Am I booming out today? Am I a little bit loud there? Oh, how have I turned that up then? Looks like I'm banging away in the red there. Let's try that again, shall we? Try that again, my darling. Feeling hot, 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 yeah. Feeling hot, hot, hot. It might sound a bit muffled, that music. Feeling hot, 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 yeah. Feeling hot, hot, hot. You know you're hot. Not as hot as me. Let's be honest, who is as hot as me? Do you know anyone as hot as me? Maybe Tom Daley. That's about it. And that Portuguese footballer, I think it's Carrilli. Simon Keane often reminds me who that footballer is. A fancy the Portuguese one. This Carrillo or something like that. Sorry, that was a little bit muffled there. I've kind of found a way a little bit about the old copyright thing, right? And that is to find someone else who's playing that original song. Yeah? So, for example, if I was playing, I don't know, ELO, Mr. Blue Sky, I could go down, as you well know, during the quiz show, I'd go down on the piano and play it a little bit, or all of it, whatever, right? And that would get round the copyright thing. So I've discovered there's a kind of a way to do that. You find people who are doing covers of that song who are amateurs, like myself, amateur piano player, not very good at that, amateur piano player, and you can use those bits of music. I've just discovered that only the other day. Isn't that interesting? Do you find that interesting? My nephew would find that very interesting. He finds me a very interesting person. Yes. So hot weather on the way, I'm very pleased to say. That's not necessarily to say that you could go on holiday, especially if it's Cyprus. Great to the disappointment of my niece this morning, who was quick as a flash trying to come back with an answer. Unfortunately, she got it wrong, but never mind. Cyprus, sadly, if you like Cyprus, and this story came out yesterday, it's banned British people when it reopens to tourists due to poor coronavirus records. Oh dear. The UK has been blacklisted by Cyprus due to its high death toll and infection rate, while tourists from 19 other countries, including Germany and Greece, have been allowed in. And that's when it reopens next month. Cyprus is due to reopen to everyone next month, but we won't be able to go there, according to this. The Transport Minister said that over there, said the country will allow direct flights from 19 countries in 2 stages, starting on the 9th of June, with hotels opening from June the 1st. I stayed at a wonderful hotel there, really. I've been twice last year. Once was around March, and the other time I think it was around October, November. And the first time I stayed in a hotel, and it was absolutely delightful, this hotel. Just trying to think of the name of it now. I think they'd just been decorated. Oh God, I can't remember the name of the hotel now, but they had the most wonderful breakfast in there. Oh, and it was all included, all included. And you would just go down in the morning and it was like a buffet type thing, you know. And it was all there. The full English breakfast was there. Bacon and sausages and eggs and stuff like that. Baked beans, toast, cereal. And you just help yourself. The only thing is with those buffet breakfasts. And it was the same at Disney. You think that you can go and have a huge breakfast, right? And then that will stop you eating a large lunch. You know? I have found that. But it doesn't work. You have the big breakfast, loads of stuff, extra stuff as well probably, that you wouldn't normally do, right? And then it gets to lunchtime and you're hungry again. So that doesn't quite work. But nevertheless, it had a wonderful breakfast. It was clean. The staff were very, very pleasant. I wish I could remember the name of it now. And there was one particular day that I wanted to take my niece and her husband for breakfast because they were coming to pick me up to go somewhere. And I wanted to take them in for breakfast. And I asked the man the night before, how does that work? He said, no problem at all. Just let us know at the desk when they come and you can pay here and that'll be fine. So I thought, that's great, you know. Anyway, so the next morning came. My niece and husband arrived, ready for breakfast, and they came in, and I went to the desk. I said, just wait over there, Tracy. That's my niece's name. And she waited over there. I said, I went to the desk, bloke in a suit, you know. I said, oh, hello, I bought my niece and her husband for breakfast today. Oh, okay, then where are they? Just standing over there now. I've come to pay. Oh, right, okay, then your niece, is it? Yeah, that's right. He said, okay, go straight through on the house. That is what you call customer service. That is customer service. Lovely place, really. And on the second time I went, I stayed in a little bungalow, which was all right. It was very old, the bungalow, but it was quite pleasant for the price. It was very pleasant, very large. The only thing was the bed was as hard as... It was ever such a hard bed. They had some spare duvets and things like that, which I put underneath me, but I was not comfortable in that bed at all. Never mind though, but it doesn't look like we're going to be able to go there. The news for the UK just gets worse because the UK doesn't even make second cut, it says here. Switzerland, they've got various different countries that can go. Greece, Malta, Bulgaria, Norway in the first stage, and another load of countries in the second stage, but we're not that on that either. Visitors will have to test negative for coronavirus within 72 hours of the flight if they want to be accepted during the first stage. So they're checking everyone out before they travel. But it looks like it won't go on. He said British people are hoping that, the travel bloke over there in Cyprus reveals that the list would be updated by the Health Ministry. So it says, we won't be able to go to Cyprus, but... in the sun, Priti Patel, Team Priti, we love Priti. Well, I do anyway. I think she's fab. Very, very strong. That's what we want. She was but she was reported as ringing her colleagues in the middle of the night, or people working for her, and telling them that they were useless at their job. That's what we need running the country, dear. Someone like that. None of this wishy-washy stuff. Priti Patel, good Prime Minister. We need her as Prime Minister. Next, after Boris is finished. Fresh hopes for foreign holidays this summer emerged as safe corridors would arrive by July. Now, I have one of these myself, a safe corridor. From this room to the toilet and back again, very safe. No danger, no bombs, no wild animals, no sort of cannibals waiting to eat you as you walk down the corridor. I have a very, very safe corridor. I hope you have a safe corridor at home. It would worry me if you didn't have a safe corridor. Well, it says here, safe corridors could open by July. France. Bonjour, mon ami, comment ça va? Ouvrez la fenêtre, fermez la poche. See, I do all the languages. Very, very... Où est la piscine? I do... See how useful my foreign language is learning at French with Mrs. Martel at the London Oratory School back in the 70s. Mrs. Martel. Bonjour, les garçons. Bonjour, Mrs. Martel. Comment ça va? Ça va bien, merci. Et vous? Où est la boulangerie? All the languages, dear. You wait till you hear my Chinese. It's wonderful. Wonderful. Woo! That was wonderful. I'm not doing it now. Don't want to give it all out at once, dear. Don't want to give it all out at once. So France has emerged as the most likely candidate to offer Britain its first foreign holiday deal this summer. Yeah, baby. You been to France? I've been a couple of times, all right. I did the whole, was it Boulogne, Calais thing when I was a little child, when I was at school. I just remember walking through Calais. I think it was on my own, actually. Yeah, I think it was, the rest of the school were there, but I was on my own and decided to take a little bit of a walk around and went up this hill and then into a department store. And I thought I'd try my French out on the lady in the department store. I think I bought my mum a little glass bowl. It's from what I remember. Gosh, that's so long ago. Boris and Emmanuel, his mate Emmanuel. And that lovely name, Emmanuel, reminds me of Christmas. Oh, come, Emmanuel, and ransom captive. It'll be here sooner than you think, dear. Be here sooner than you think. Boris Johnson and French leader, which I will say in a French accent, Emmanuel Macron. Emmanuel Macron. There always seems to be the words are coming out their nose, doesn't it? You know, that and snot. Preferably with a mask on there. Boris Johnson and le French leader, Emmanuel Macron, have vowed to help each other save their tourist sectors. Yeah, helping each other. Help. I need your Macron. Help. I need you, Boris. Help. We need each other. Help. La da 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 da, somewhat stronger than today. Who else can be this happy first thing in the morning, eh? I bet you're like, oh, we should stop singing. I bet Mick Davenport's there. I'll come to your messages shortly again. I bet Mick oh, why is he singing again? Because I'm happy. I'm happy. Happy. You've got to be happy at all times, even when everyone around you is throwing things at you. Shut up, criticising everything. Nope. Ignore them and ignore the haters. We must ignore the haters. On with this story. Spain, Portugal, Greece and Australia, good day mate, our very good friends in Australia, could also soon follow, with all declaring that they will be ready to receive British tourists by July. I'm ready to receive anyone, to be honest. It's been so long now. Anyone knocks up. Beggars can't be choosers. Beggars can't be choosers, my love. Ministers are hopeful of negotiating deals for safe air bridges. We're going to build a bridge to Australia. How are they going to do that? That would be a technical achievement. How long would it take to walk there? Could I do that on my sort of hourly daily walk, of which yesterday I achieved 12,000 steps? Yes, thank you very much. 5.3 miles on my walk yesterday. 12,000. I can't hear any clapping. What? I can't hear any clap. I know it's not Thursday. We done that, didn't we? We done the Thursday clap. We have fireworks and everything go off then. Wonderful. Ministers are hoping to negotiate deals for safe air bridges and sea corridors with other countries with similar low infections by the first preview. Well, it's not us, is it? Low infections. British people were warned, do not rush out and book your holiday. Stay here. Oh, you don't need to go on a bleeding plane. It's not like we have crap weather anymore, is it? Last few summers have been wonderful. A little bit cloudier, perhaps, than Greece or someone like that. You don't need to go getting on a plane. Get in your car or somewhere like that and go Lake District. Get either a caravan, nice little bungalow somewhere, in the middle of nowhere, away from people. I don't like them. I don't like them. People. Do you? They scare me. They're out there moaning now. I can hear moans coming out now. What's all that noise coming from the television studio to here? What do you expect? Moaning all the time. British, but I don't like them. Do you like them? Do you like people? I don't like them. Honestly, I don't. Awful. Home Secretary, here she is, Priti Patel. I want to meet Priti Patel. She'd be hilarious. We could just sit there criticising everyone. Me and Pretty. Well, we're going to be like that, me and Pretty. She's fab. She's fab. Home Secretary Priti Patel insisted it was not about booking holidays right now. But can you just imagine if Priti Patel was a white person? All the left would be screaming, oh, she's racist, she's racist. They can't do that now. I love it. They can't do that now. Because she's not. See? Wonderful. What an excellent thing. When it comes to air bridges, we should be absolutely open to all ideas. What is an air bridge? I know what that is. This is not for today, but it doesn't mean we should rule this out for the future. We should be looking to lead the world. We are the leaders. Leaders. When it comes to reopening aviation, but that is going to take a long time. So there we are. I think, is it EasyJet or Ryanair open to get off the ground first? I think it might be EasyJet, actually. Ryanair, there he is, moaning as always. Oh, what's his name? The Ryanair bloke. Can't bear him, dear. Dreadful man. That being said, I quite happily sit. I don't like his business attitude. Really don't like his business attitude. But I think it could be a bit of a laugh. Michael O'Leary, that's the one. Michael O'Leary. There we are. Anyway, I've been watching the telly this morning. Was Naga and Charlie. She's been on all week. Is she like the main one now, Naga? I think she's probably the main one. And she alternates between the two blokes, doesn't she? I wonder if she gets to choose them. Naga Monchetti. We like her. Miss Smarty Pants, always got an answer. She's just so immaculate and pretty, it's untrue. I mean, she really is. If I was a straight man, I would fancy her. I think I would. I think her favourite outfit of mine is the blue one. She got this blue outfit, which I quite like her in. And this morning it was Charlie. Sometimes it's the other one. What's his name? Dan. He's the one who has the Twitter rows with Piers Morgan, doesn't he? How does that work? She's on with one of them for a while, and she gets fed up with them, so she brings the other one up to come down. Is that how it works? Anyway, they were on this morning, and they were having this interview. This would have been about 7:30, 7:45 this morning. They were interviewing a doctor in West London with a great load of ginger hair. She had, this doctor. Honestly, she was one of the most nicest, pleasant doctors I've ever heard on the telly in my life. You watch this woman talking, right? And you just wanted her to be your doctor. Even with the ginger hair. Even with the ginger, you wanted her to be your doctor. I was all ready to ring up my doctor and cancel, but they're closed on the Saturdays, aren't they? I might just move to West London because honestly, I can't get over to you how nice and pleasant this particular doctor was. She sounded wonderful, and I thought, I want her to be my doctor. I really do. Anyway, she was on there this morning talking about various things, and then they did. I don't know what her name was now. Can't remember what her name was. And then they had a little bit where they do 10 minutes of the Click Show. I don't know if you watch the Click Show. It's all about technology and things moving forward and all that. It's very good. It's generally on the BBC News channel. They do like a short version and a long version of this particular show. And on the Saturday morning, for about 10 minutes, they show a very short version. And they were talking about the doctors on the video, you know. So if you want to see a doctor, probably like me, you've had a phone appointment, you know, where the doctor rings you up. Oh, hello, doctor. You know, I've got this, and this, and then he tries to work out what's wrong there. But you can also have video appointments with. I think they're just private doctors at the moment, or they were the last time I looked, where you could download an app. Various different, I think there's a few different ones. I can't remember what they're called now. Various different apps. And you sign up to this app thing. And for either a one-off payment, which I think is about 45 quid, which is quite a lot of money, really. I think a one-off payment for like 45 quid, or a monthly payment of, I don't know, $6.99 or something. You then have access to this online doctor. So that if you're ill, as he coughs, if you're ill, oh, there's a sneeze here. Oh dear, hang on a minute. I'm quite hot in here today. Let's just turn that thing on there. This online doctor, so you just type a few buttons and you book your appointment, usually within a few hours, and then he calls you back on the video phone and he talks to you. One would assume, you know, if you've got like a lump or something, he might say, okay, could you point the camera at the lump or whatever. If you had something going on down there, you know, where sometimes perhaps you might be embarrassed to go to a doctor, men or ladies, whoever, or ladies up here, maybe some people are, of course, understandably embarrassed to take the kit off in front of anyone else other than their partners. Or in my case, I like to take my clothes off in front of windows. Yes, I like to give the neighbours a cheap thrill. There's actually a larger audience waiting for me to take my clothes off in front of a window than there are usually watching this show. It's true. I'm just not interesting, that's all it is. Just not interesting person. Not interesting. Oh well. Anyway, so you get this camera and I suppose you would point it down there. I would feel quite comfortable at that, wouldn't you? Rather than having a doctor there and then he'll try and suss out what's wrong, or he or she may say, oh, you've got to come in. But I understand if you sign up with the private doctor on here, you have to sign off with your normal doctor, if you see what I mean. So I'm not quite sure how that works, but a friend of mine, I can't remember his name. His name's gone right out of my head. I haven't spoken to him for a while. He signed up with one of these internet doctors, and he swears by it. He says whenever I want to see a doctor, I go on there, and within 2 hours I get an appointment. I mean, it's not too bad at my doctors, to be honest. Usually they will call you back within a few hours. And then if you need to be seen, you're in that day or the next day. But I do know where my sister is. Sometimes they have to wait ages to see a doctor. As in weeks. I mean, you know, so in that case, it might be a thing. But that is a private thing. I can see the NHS, I think they've been pushed into this now by this whole virus thing. Because they don't really want people in doctors and hospitals unless you need to be there, you know. So I think some of the NHS doctors are coming around to this video doctor thing now, and it's very good, very good. So that was on there, and it showed a little scene of this doctor's place. I don't know where the patient was, but they weren't in the doctor's place. They were in some sort of other room, and they had various gadgets in front of them. They had a stethoscope, and the doctor said, okay, could you place that on your chest? You know, so they're doing this with this stethoscope, which was connected to wires through some sort of gadget, and the doctor was able to listen to their heart. Yeah, it's great if you're living sort of in the middle of nowhere. You know, perhaps right on the Highlands of Scotland, where you've got to travel many, many miles to see a doctor. I suppose they have these offices in places, and you just go into the office and you attach this thing there, or they had what else did they have? They had that little thing that you put on your finger to measure your heart and your oxygen levels, and they had a long thing, like a L-shaped thing with a little light on the end, and with a selection of plastic or something covers, which they would put on the end, and you could put that in your ear, and the doctor's watching at the other end or down your throat. Isn't it good? All this stuff. Excellent. So I think this virus has really made many, many changes which are going to be here for good now. Stuff that would have happened anyway in the future, but has now been moved forward, which must be a good thing, mustn't it? Look at the people that go into Casualty. You know, not the TV programme, actual Casualty. Now, we've all been sitting there with something serious before, only to be surrounded by people with cuts on their fingers or sore throats, things like that. If you could ring, you know, when you ring 999 and the ambulance or whoever it is that answers, it's the ambulance service that answers, asks you various questions, it may be then that they decide, well, let him or her have a video call first, and let's see if we can sort it out like that, saving a position in the Casualty. You know? No one wants to sit in Casualty for 4 hours, especially when you look around and realise the pathetic people in there who have hardly got anything wrong with them and won't go out and buy a plaster because they can go in Casualty, sit there for 4 hours and get a free one. Do you know what I mean? I think it's excellent, this whole video thing, and it's been pushed along Very, very good indeed. Has anyone got experience of those online doctors, I wonder there? Don't know. Oh, I like that, Rachel. If a man squeezed Chris, do you think they'd get pineapple juice? The pineapple jacket is back, everyone. This is one of my more popular items, the pineapple jacket, I think. John's found a Virgin Mary, 4 foot tall, 300 quid. No, too much, John. Too much. 300 quid, dear. Oh, no, far too much. Garden gnomes are watching my window, are they? Peter Paluoda has sent in a picture today, boys and girls. Give us 15 likes and I'll show you Peter's picture and the story to go with it as well. I see Mark Cording, morning. A Gav out and about. There we are. Look, everyone's here this morning. Morning to you, everyone, boys and girls. I noticed, rather disappointingly, that Mick has made. Now I haven't got the photo to show you, unfortunately. Mick has made his own United Kingdom talk mug. Bless his heart. Bless his heart. I mean, you know, he's found a white mug in his house, and he's got one of our wonderful United Kingdom talk stickers. Okay. 2 for £1. He's got one of our United Kingdom talk stickers there, right? And he's stuck it on his cup. Let's see how well that does in the old when you wash it up, my friend. Let's just see how long that stays on there once you wash it up. Dear, dear me. I mean, I wouldn't mind. The bleeding sticker ain't even on straight. What an amateur job that is. Oh, wow. Look. I've got my own Chris Reardon mug without even having to buy one. Or win one. Just want to point something out, Mick, because I know that you like to have everything that we have here. I want you to have a careful look at that sticker. Okay, have you had a look? Is that now in your... I know you've got very short-term memory because of the onset of dementia. But there's that, right? Can I just show you the mug now, darling? Can I just show you the mug now? Okay. Can you see any difference there? I know you can't read the writing because the camera's is a good camera, but it's not that good. Can you see the 2 black marks where it says UK Lockdown 2020? Or I'm a Chris Reardon winner there. Can you see those 2 there? Sorry, can you have a look at the sticker again, darling? Can you have a look at the sticker there? Or let me make it a little bit better for you to understand there, Mick. Understanding how the sticker is actually on the cup. It might be better for me to do it for you like that. Okay? There you go. There's the difference there, darling. Look. Completely different photo. It's like buying a bad Chinese copy of something, isn't it? Really? When you look at what he's done there. But there you go, darling. If it makes him happy, you're probably sitting there bored again with nothing to do, so he sat there and made one of those. Dreadful. Absolute cheapskate. That's what he is, Peter. Well done. Absolute cheapskate, yeah. Absolute cheapskate. All right. Good. Now, what else have we got here? So that's wonderful, the little ear things and going to see the doctor. I have good news. The cycling is back, apparently. Cycling is back over in the forest. So we're now able, because that's been off for about 4 or 5 years now. They stopped cycling over there, but they've reopened the cycling over in the forest. So for the first time today in years, I'm going to take my bike over the forest and have a little bit of a cycle there. I was looking up sort of various ways to keep fit, and in particular, how many steps should you be doing per day, if you see what I mean? You know, we all do these. Everyone's got these Fitbits. I'm not bothered that much. I mainly go by how long I've been out, and I like to know the distance I've been out, not necessarily the amount of steps that I've taken. I don't know why everyone's obsessed by steps, but I thought I'd look it up because I do get my step number on the phone, and then it also tells you the distance that you've been walking. And as I say, yesterday I did about 13,000 when it said it was 5.3 miles, so I was pleased about that. And if you look it up on the internet, the number that we should all be aiming for apparently is 10,000 steps a day. Something like that, which is about 5 miles, about 4.5, 5 miles, something like that. So I'm on that. And it says you're supposed to do about 150 minutes a week, I think, in exercise to sort of keep well. Well, if I'm doing 90 minutes a day, that's way, way over. So I'm really pleased with that. And similarly with cycling. It says if you're on a bike, I suppose it would make a difference if you're going down hills all the time or up hills all the time. That's got to make a difference, doesn't it? I would imagine. But if you was like flat, and I don't know if it must even itself out. If you're going up a hill one way, you've got to come coming the other way, haven't you? With cycling, it says you should go out for an hour's cycle. About an hour's cycle. And that's good there. Oh, Andy is sending in a super chat. Thank you, Andy. Andy, is this just a tip, Andy, or would you like a couple of stickers there? Because if you like a couple of stickers, just send me an email to that address, and I'll also give you a free raffle tickets for the Super Chatters raffle, which is on Thursday, and the prize is indeed an original, not a cheap Mick Davenport copy, an original mug, as supplied by United Kingdom Talk and myself, comes in a lovely little box. Surrounded by your favourite thing. Not only do you get the mug, you see, not only can you win the mug, you get the bubble wrappers. Well, pop, 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 pop. Hours and hours of fun. What would you rather be doing? Talking to your missus or talking to your husband or playing with my bubble wrap? Exactly. There we are. There you are. Yeah, that's the prize. And you have just got yourself a free raffle ticket for that prize. 251 for you. Oh, hang on. Who was it again? Andy, wasn't it? Andy. 251 for you, Andy. There you go. Let me put that in our Super Chatter ticket retention unit. There we go. Put the lid on again in case the tickets dry out. Mick wants 50 stickers. Well, you can have 50 stickers if you want. Let's see the £50 super chat come up there, please. Thank you. Waiting for that now. All right, Andy. Get us your address there and I'll pop those in the post for you this afternoon. Okay. Are there any mushrooms in the forest? Well, there are, but I wouldn't know what's mushrooms and what isn't, to be honest. You know, you get into serious trouble with your health if you eat the wrong mushrooms. Seriously. Toadstools are pretty obvious, aren't they? They're funny, beautiful colours, toadstools. But there are mushrooms and there are mushrooms. I wouldn't know what ones you can eat and what one you can. I just saw a little message from, where's that gone now? John, can I have a pillow with your face printed on it, dear? No, why don't you just take a screenshot of me, John, who's just sent in a £1 super chat. Do you want stickers, John? Or is it just a tip? Makes no difference. You still get a free raffle ticket anyway. 252 for you, John. Did I read your number, Andy? 251 for Andy. 252 for John Parrish, who may or may not win the cup. There we are. There you go, John. 252. Anyone who sends a tip, every £1, I'll give you a free raffle ticket, all right? For the Super Chatter raffle on Thursday next week. So if you want stickers there, just John. Did I not send you some already? No, I didn't. It wasn't you, was it? Someone else. Oh, it was Shania, wasn't it? Shania had some. By the way, Shania's clock has arrived. She's very pleased. And then she sends me a message. It works. Well, of course it works, dear. We don't send out broken tack from these studios, dear. Everything is tested before it comes. I put a little battery in and watch it tick, tick, ticking around. Sadly, I can't send you a battery as well. We're not allowed to send batteries in the post, apparently. That's just the way it goes. All right, let's see. Mix chats. He can't see his comments. Well, we wish we couldn't see him either, to be honest, Mick. We wish we couldn't see him either. Now, how are we doing on the likes? Let's have a little look there. I don't think that's counting up again. I think they've done something to the software and it's just not showing me the correct numbers on there anymore. 10 likes. What did I say? Did I say 15? Did I say 15? I didn't write it down. Did I say 15 likes? Let's see someone who I can trust on here. Fran, how many likes did I say? Was it 15, my love? I think it was 15 or something like that. Was it 15 likes? And then I can show you Peter's picture. And he's got a little story to go with it as well. Do I have any other pictures? I think it's just Peter today. One picture from Peter and a little story to go with it as well. All right. So yes, I'll be going on my bike today. There's a lovely lake, a massive, great big lake down in the forest. Now, the idea is you stick to the main paths. They're very large paths, like proper paths, and not tarmacs, but, you know, like large paths which have like little stones and things like that that have been embedded into the ground. I don't know what you call that. But that's the idea, is you cycle on those, not the little paths that go off through the forest. Because someone could be walking the other way. And this is my big bugbear over there. Cyclists, and they come tearing down these little paths. You know, the professional cyclists. The fat ones with the lycra. You know the sort. Get out of my... And they got the hat on. They got the glasses. What do they look like, dear? Awful. Awful. I know I've said this a few times. Fran, I said 15. Thank you, Fran. Thank you, Fran. Okay, Andy, let me just check. I've got your email. I do like to check that while I'm here. We've got plenty of stamps now. I had another delivery of stamps this week. First class and large first class. Well, I had another delivery as well. Tea. I ordered what I thought. Thank you, Andy. I've got that. John, if you want those stickers, just send us an email with your postal address on there, and I'll get those to you. Or if it's just a tip, then thank you very much for that. All right, John. Yes, I ordered this week some Twinings tea. Well, I thought it was a catering pack. It looked like that on the picture. It come in a little tin. Well, I thought it was a large tin, and I have no idea of weight except my own weight. And this, I can just about get this shirt done up today. Does it look tight to you? Probably doesn't, actually. Yeah, it does. You can tell if it's got tight because it's got like creases up it. It's not hanging anymore. It's tight around the stomach. So I don't really have much idea of weight when it comes to weighing things. And this thing, I think it said something like 2 ounces, 30 grams or something like that. So, oh, that must be a catering size pack. And it was 13 quid off the Amazon. So I ordered this. And I thought, oh, it comes in a tin as well. How lovely. I thought that must be a big tin. Anyway, it arrived a couple of days ago. Nope, normal size. 13 quid I paid for that. Oh, dear. That would be the one that you buy for someone and give it for Christmas. You know, or send abroad or somewhere like that. Got completely the wrong one. And I thought, oh, well, you could, of course, send it back. I thought, oh, no, just take the hit and be done with it. But this morning, I logged on to... onto the internet, and in the Google I typed in catering Twinings loose leaf tea, and it came up direct from Twinings actually, and for what was it now? I think for a 500 gram thing, which is funnily enough is the same size. When I've been to Harrods before, which is not very often, they have an English breakfast tea in there, which I really love. And I'll go in there and buy a 500 gram packet, which is a lot cheaper than buying the little boxes, yeah? Well, they do a 500 gram catering pack of loose leaf English breakfast tea at Twinings, and that's cost me, with the delivery, £23.95. And that'll last a long time, you know? Decent tea. We want decent tea. Anyone else drink Twinings? I think Claire drinks Twinings, doesn't he? Ah, Adam the Plumber's in. We need to stop the show here. Adam the Plumber has arrived, boys and girls. And today it's little Adam's birthday. Bless his heart. Happy birthday, Adam. So old. So old, dear. Happy birthday, Adam. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Adam. Happy birthday to you. Ah, happy birthday, Adam. Now, I should have been taking out Adam for his birthday for another afternoon tea or whatever he wanted somewhere. Unfortunately, because of the restrictions at the moment, we can't do that. And so therefore that's on hold, and it will happen as soon as we can do it. You know, as soon as we are given, well, perhaps not as soon, as long as we're both comfortable within mixing with other people. Oh, Always sends shivers up my back mixing with people. It really does. You know when they touch you. Oh, a hand comes out to shake you. I'm terrified of that hand crawling with bugs, crawling with viruses and bacteria and evilness. Yes. But when we're able to travel around a little bit more, is it asking for my password? I don't know. Apple ID verification. That shouldn't be coming up, should it? No, not now. Not now. There we go. I'm not sure if anyone sent a message, but I don't think they were coming in there. But anyway, yes, when we can go out and when we both feel happy to do it, we'll go to a nice hotel and have afternoon tea. Actually, Adam, when I think about it, I don't know if you can come out here. My favourite place is probably the, what's it called now? Coworth Park in Ascot. That's really beautiful grounds. Beautiful grounds. That really is a beautiful place. So I'd like to take you there, unless you've got somewhere else that you would prefer, you and your other half. Unfortunately, it does mean you'd have to come here by the car. Or I could come and pick you up, I suppose, as it's your birthday. Mind you don't drink that much anyway, do you? Is a glass of champagne okay? Or maybe you want 2 glasses, do you? I don't know. Whatever you want, though, when it's your birthday. Adam took me out for my birthday to the Dorchester for afternoon tea. That was way back in February, just before all this rubbish started happening. It was a wonderful birthday I had with him. Really nice, yeah. But there we are. It's on hold for you, Adam, whenever you're ready. And no one moan. Oh, why are you singing to him? Why does he get preferential treatment? Now listen, you know how it works. If you're a regular viewer to this wonderful programme, you will know if it's your birthday and you are with us live, you get preference. You must be made to feel special. You must be made to feel special. And hopefully I will make you feel a little bit special for your birthday, whoever you are, if you're there, all right? Where are we now? Let me just scroll down a little bit there. Morning to James Humble, Diane there, Diane Jebb. Sean, you can buy everything Chris has got down at his local market on a Sunday morning. There's no market here, dear. There's no... we don't have that sort of thing round here, dear. How dare you? Campbell's loose leaf tea. I've never had that. I stopped tea bags. Do you know, it's funny. So me and my mate have gone round to afternoon teas. That's Ronnie. For some years now, about 3 years now. And it was the first afternoon tea we went to, which incidentally was at Coworth Park. That was the first one we went to. And after that, that's when I switched to loose leaf tea because I found it was so much nicer. It really is. And plus, you can put the tea leaves on your garden. Literally, I have a little pot next to me on the draining board. And I put my tea leaves in there, and when it gets so high, I just chuck it out onto the garden. Wonderful. They love it. Plants love it. Let's just scroll up a little bit there. Campbell's loose. Has he gone already? I think Adam's disappeared already. I hope you heard your song there, Adam. I'd be most disappointed if I went to all that effort. Oh, there you are. There he is there. Yeah, you let me know. Soon as we're able to move around, you decide where you want to go. As I say, Coworth Park, if you want to go sort of a country one, or there might be a place near you, like a stately home that do afternoon teas. I don't mind coming to you. Whatever. Down in Kent. Is it Kent? Maidstone you are, aren't you? Maidstone in Kent. Yes. Television South and Southern Television over there, darlings. Yeah, so that's that. Where are we now? Do you like to watch telly with someone? Well, we can't really do that at the moment. Have friends round watching telly. My mate's been round here a couple of times. He can only come round when it's sort of reasonable temperature because he sits in the garden at one end, I sit in the other end, and that's it. Actually, we came round last night. Funnily enough, so I did him some chips and an egg, 2 eggs. I had jacket potato and beans last night with cheese. Yes, please. And then we went down to Lidl. We both got masks, so we went down to Lidl in Crowthorne because he's never been there. 10 past 9 at night, 3 people in the shop. Wonderful. Blooming wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. So we got the masks on and we're out there. And in there, they've got, where the baskets and that are, they've got like damp, impregnated cloths or papery type things. Right? And they've got whole rolls of them in this little plastic thing. And you pull them out and you wipe all your trolley handles and the gel. Here's a question. Perhaps someone knows the answer to this. You know that gel of your hands? I know it's got to be so much alcohol in there. When you're doing all that, right? So you've done that, right? Apart from killing the virus that's already on there, does it then stop you for a period of time, because you've just put it on, getting it from other things? No one's asked that question, have they? You know, does the hand gel stuff give you protection for a while after you've put it on? So you put that on before you go in the shop. I don't know how long you're in the shop. In our case, last night must have been in there 15 minutes last night because there was no one there. No one in there with our masks on. And will that stop kill anything on there for, I don't know, 10 minutes, 20 minutes, half an hour? Don't know. Anyone know the answer to that one? Do I read tea leaves? No. No, Peter. So we went into the Lidl and, yeah, lovely. Lovely. I got 3 carrier bags full of stuff. So cheap. 30 quid. 30 quid for that lot. 3 carriers bags full of... I've stocked up on baked beans, so I won't need to order a catering pack and all, because they're like 25 pence a can in there, and they're all the same. I used to only eat Heinz baked beans. That's a fact. Mum would buy other... What are these, Mum? I would know straight away by the taste. Now it doesn't bother me. Doesn't bother me. I think there's something ridiculously cheap baked beans in like Aldi and Lidl. So I stocked up 10 cans of baked beans because I'm getting ready for the second wave, you see. We ain't going to be wanting to leave our houses on the second wave. Seriously. Got to make hay while the sun shines. That's what they all say. So that's exactly what I'm doing now. I'm stocking up there. And I bought quite a lot of soya milk. Because I keep running out of soy. Well, not running out. I notice how much of soya milk I'm getting through for some reason. 4 lots of porridge because I'd completely run out of porridge. And was anything else bulk buy? No, not really. Not really. I've bought a few more of the Linda McCartney burgers because they're on special offer in Lidl at the moment, £1.19, which is very reasonable. They're usually £2, maybe £2.20 in some shops as well, but very, very reasonable that. So that was in Lidl. He bought a couple of, because I had some plants outside, lavender plants, and he gave me one, which was quite nice. So I've got a lavender plant, and we came out of there. I hate to say it, a thoroughly enjoying evening going to Lidl. How sad is that? Because he was out in the 90s raving with me. You see, going to these clubs and getting off our heads and dancing all night long. After I'd finished my DJ, and we'd go out to a club somewhere else. Now, the highlight of my day yesterday was going to Lidl at 9 o'clock at night. Because he'd never been in there, so he was interested. And he said he prefers Aldi. I must say, I think Lidl, price-wise, I think they're a little bit dearer than Aldi. Not much. Certainly cheaper than Sainsbury's and all that lot. But nevertheless, slightly dearer than Aldi, I thought. When I got to the till, you know, and I've stopped using. I've run out of cash. No cash. I've got £10 left. That's it. I've got £10 cash left. And I've got the window cleaner coming next week because he's going to do me outside windows. And he also climbs up onto the roof once a year to clean my solar panels. He's coming. So I had to ring him up. Mark, he's a lovely bloke. His mum lives 4 doors away. He's married with a little family. He's going to be selling his house and moving to Spain soon when all this is over. That's what he wants to do. Brilliant, isn't it, mate? How wonderful to have a dream like that and just follow it. And so I sent him a message on Facebook and I said, look, I need my windows done. I've got no cash. Can I do a bank transfer? He said, yeah, it's no problem at all. So that's brilliant, isn't it? Brilliant. Doing it, typing in the numbers. Anyway, similar in Lidl. I've run out of cash, so I'm now using my Apple Pay. You don't have to touch anything. Only the shopping, and you push your button on there and you point it at this little device. And it goes, bing, and your cost comes up. How wonderful is that? 3 times I've used that now. Such an exciting little thing. And before we went, he came here and I did him some food, as I say. I wonder, did you bulk buy anything before all this happened? Was there anything you bulk buy? And when we heard the story, of course, about the toilet rolls. The toilet rolls seems to have been the big one, doesn't it? Now, I buy my toilet rolls in bulk anyway. I've been doing it for about 2 or 3 years now, where I just put an order in for like 144 toilet rolls. And just before all this business started, I happened to, a bit low, I better order some. And then within a week after that, people were running out of it. You know, did you bulk buy anything at all? I bulk bought baked beans and soya milk. They're the only two things, really, I bulk bought, if you see what I mean. Parknest is having toasted cinnamon and raisin bagels. Oh, they sound quite nice, don't they? Hello to Mike Responto. Hasn't changed his shopping habits at all during the lockdown. Been going to Aldi Friday afternoons each week. No worries at all. Is it busy when you go, Mike? Is it busy? Eh? Don't you dare have breakfast. Peter, you can make your breakfast while you're listening to me, can't you? You can make your breakfast while you're listening. Don't miss out on food, darling. Don't want people to waste away while they're watching the show. You're getting thinner and thinner there, my friend. Go and have something to eat quickly. Morning, Daniel Holmes. It's sunny in East Yorkshire today. LaBelle there. Your emerald-eyed fruit cocktail of pineapple magic in the house. There's Rachel. Rachel doesn't know. She's not a scientist. No, me neither, Rach. I don't know. Have you tried to make your own garlic butter? Now, my nephew's wife said that it's very easy to make your own garlic butter. She said, just get butter and put some garlic in it. Is it really that easy? Because I have to be honest. You know when you buy those garlic flatbreads? Well, there are garlic flatbreads and there are garlic flatbreads. I must admit, the ones from the Co-op seem to be the best one with a decent amount of garlic on them. So when you take them out the oven, you know, there it's garlic. The ones from Aldi, not so good. On the other hand, it might be, I think what's happened is that I washed them in warm water. So, of course, I've melted the garlic onto the plastic, right, that covers it. And then when you take it off, half the garlic comes off with it. I shall bleach it down next time. I think I'll probably bleach it down next time or do something like that. Friday night out at Liddy. Know you had to show a guy a good time, don't you, Chris? Yeah, Andy does his hands when he goes into the store and when he comes out. Yeah, I just wondered. No one seems to know that. You know, if you put it on, does it last? Text coming in there from Maureen. She's right in the middle of it in London there. So good morning to you, Maureen. And she says, on the subject of the tea, I like Twinings tea and Yorkshire and PG Tips. Do you know what, Maureen? Exactly the same brands as me. Twinings first, then Yorkshire, then PG Tips. Exactly the same brands as me in that order. Is that funny, Maureen? Yep. Twinings first, Yorkshire second, PG Tips first with unsweetened soya milk. Again, exactly the same as me, Maureen. Unsweetened soya milk. Although, do you, as a matter of interest, Maureen, do you have the Outpro one? Because about 2 years ago, they decided to put this taste in it. And it's absolutely vile. It completely changes the taste of the tea. And I think it's Asda. Yeah, it seems that Asda are having their soya milk made by Outpro because it's got that same taste in it. But the other supermarkets, Lidl, Aldi, Sainsbury's, Waitrose and Morrison's, they have the unsweetened soya milk and it doesn't have that taste in it. I don't know why they put that in there. It's vile. My sister, so you're exactly the same as me. And the Linda McCartney sausages. Well, I didn't know that about you, Maureen, that you were vegetarian as well. I didn't know that. Isn't it funny how you find out stuff about people? I had no idea of any of that. You're very, very similar to me there, Maureen. Very similar to me. Funny that, isn't it? Yes, I'm just trying to think about soya milk. My sister, she made me a cup of tea once. They use almond milk. Anyway, I took a sip of this. Oh, it was vile. Not the tea, not the way she made it, but they like that taste, you see. They put it in my tea. What is this? It's a horrible taste. Didn't like it. That being said, if you're doing porridge or mashed potatoes and you put that Outpro in that's okay. My taste buds seem to accept that, but certainly not in tea. Fran, you can do your own strength of garlic, YouTube videos and instructions. Oh, you need parsley as well in there, do you? Okay. I didn't know that. Sean, garlic bread. Oh, who would eat that foreign muck? Don't you like it? I love it. Parkness has been to Audi. Straight in, no queues. That's the time to go. Very early in the morning, or late, very late at night, sort of. There we are. Andy doesn't need to bulk buy. He's got a co-op near him. Yeah, I've got a very co-op near me, to be honest. So the customers leave an awful lot to be desired in that co-op, which is a shame because they're lovely staff in there. Lovely staff. Are you vegetarian, Peter, as well? Almond milk is nasty, says Daniel. Adam is our research. Adam, you could. Oh no, you've already got a job. Head of old shows or something like that. I can't give you 2 jobs. That's too much for you to do. Don't want to push my luck there. It's just on the research. Hand sanitizer only lasts for 2 minutes after application. Right. So, best to keep washing your hands. So thank you very much. It's a shame we can't walk around with a portable sink, isn't it? Now, perhaps you could have a portable sink around your neck. So as you're going around, you can just continually wash your hands. Morning, fun things to do with tech. Ringtons tea, first and second Twinings tea, third Thompson tea. There we are. Ringtons first. I don't think I've had that. Ringtons tea. I did try the gold blend or something like that from Audi. No, didn't like the taste. Also, I tell you where else I did try English breakfast tea. Chelsea Tea Company, something like that. They've got branches. Was it the Chelsea Tea? Chelsea. Whittards of Chelsea. Now, I tried their English breakfast tea. Horrible. Didn't like it at all. It was nutty. Tasted nutty. It depends on the blend, doesn't it? It really does depend on the blend. And, of course, your own personal tastes there. Good. Mike stopped drinking milk 5 years ago. Used to upset this time. Do you not have soya milk then, Mike? Responto. Soya milk there. Okay, when I had lunch in my garden, there's a large magpie that keeps visiting my garden, and it's getting braver and braver, right? And it sits. I've got a bird bath thing, which I had for years. My mate bought it for me about 5 Christmases ago, and it's been sitting in various parts of my garden and was told to leave it in a place, and eventually the birds will get used to it. Well, 6 months, and they still weren't visiting it, so I'd move it, and I kept moving it. Eventually, I just put it to the side and forgot about it. Right? Took it apart, put it aside. Anyway, I noticed near my water butts, and I have the hose in the same area there. You know, sometimes you turn the hose off and a little bit of water carries on coming out because I've got one of those X-hose things, you know, that shrinks. And there's like a stepping stone which is kind of in the ground rather than above it. You know, so you've got the grass and it goes in a little bit there. And that would often fill with water when I put the hose back there because the rest of it just dribbled out. And I noticed there was a couple of birds that came down to drink from that puddle. And I thought, So just a couple of weeks ago, I put the bird bath back up there. It's a lovely, colourful thing. It's really quite pretty, all yellow and different colours, and the water sits in it. It's just like a big saucer, really, to be honest, on like this... I don't know, this tripod type. No, it's not a tripod. It's like, you know, like a stand type thing. So I put it back over there and filled it with water. And after a couple of days, I noticed the magpies were hopping onto the side of it and dipping their beaks in the water. And I thought, at last it's getting used. Anyway, it seems there's a particular large magpie, right? And it hops down and then just looks at me. And it's I would say it's not in catching distance. I wouldn't be able to catch it. Or not that I'd want to catch it anyway, but it's too far away. But nevertheless, it seems to be getting tamer. And it hops around me and then hops up, flies up to this bird bath and starts sticking its beak in and drinking. Well, yesterday it did that, and then another bird came up. Well, it weren't having that, was it? Another magpie started screaming at this other bird. And then the wings are going like this and they're at each other. Eventually the other, and it's hopping around now over the fence, screaming at this other bird. And eventually the other bird goes and it hops back down and continues with its drinking. Then it hopped onto the garden, hop, 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 hop. And then it literally sat underneath one of my geraniums, watching me. Literally sitting there. It must have been there 10, 15 minutes having a rest. Bless it. Isn't that nice? We do like wildlife. I would like it to be like Snow White. You know Snow White? Perhaps if I got the costume, I mean, I could put that on, I suppose. Put the Snow White costume on, couldn't I? Put that on. And I'd like that. If I went in my garden, put my Snow White costume on, and all these little animals would come around as friends. You know, various different birds, rabbits, foxes. What else have they? I don't know what else they've got there. Things like that would be quite a nice thing, wouldn't it? I could be Dr. Dolittle. When you can talk to the animals, sing to the animals, la 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 la. That one. We like Dr. Dolittle. Nice film. Nice film. So that would be quite nice if I could get a Snow White item. And I have my lunch in the garden, as I say. I don't know if anyone knows anything about little furry birds, little feathery birds, but there was a particular one. It looks like a sparrow, right? But it's got like a little red tuft here. There was one of those in the garden there. Oh, it's a sparrow. Oh, no, it's not. It had a little red tuft. Anyone knows what that is? Adam? Head of research, Adam, can you have a look at that, please? The Birds, Hitchcock. Oh, that's a good film. Well, they peck someone's eyes out, don't they? Oh, I like that film. They got no... I can't see. The birds have pecked my eyes out. They get attacked by all these birds. A fairy dress, Jason. I think that's a homophobic comment there. Mandy, homophobic comment from Jason Hughes, please. That's what the leftists would say. Ow, I can't believe that. I'm really offended by that. Why won't anyone have a laugh anymore? Mick's getting pain and suffering from Mandy. Good, excellent news. That's the best bit of the news of the day, that you're being whacked across the face by Mandy. That makes me very happy to hear that. Very, very happy to hear that. Magpies have they're awful noise, Park. They're awful. Dreadful. Morning to Josh, Tony King. There. Magpies are smart. Oh, well, I mean, I was sitting having lunch a couple of days ago. In the garden. I like to eat in the garden. If it's too hot, I put my I've got this umbrella thing that opens up. I've had that about 6 years now. It's wonderful, that is. But I'm okay under that. Even if it's quite hot, I'm okay under that. I can't have the sun on me while I'm eating. That's just awful. We go for fun things to do. 400 tea bags every 8 weeks, Odd. Gosh, you must love your tea there. LaBelle, there is such a thing as washing too much. You do need some protection on your external skin. Well, you tell the lot on here that, LaBelle. No one on here washes. Dirty gits, all of them, dear. I don't think any of this lot have had a bath in the last 10 weeks. Awful. Snow White, yeah. Tick, 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 little April. Oh, no, that's Bambi, isn't it? La, 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 la. No, I haven't got a Snow White outfit. Perhaps I should get a few little outfits to do my TikTok videos. Oh, you know what I was watching last night on the telly? I found a live version from somewhere in America of The Sound of Music. Oh, it was wonderful. Absolutely wonderful. There was the Mother Abbess, and they end up jumping on a table and singing together. What was it they sang together? Favourite Things. Her and the Mother Abbess. Bit different to in the film. She goes into the office with the Mother Abbess to be told off right at the beginning of this particular stage version. And the Mother Abbess, they start singing and the Mother Abbess joins in. Oh, it's wonderful. What's it called? Do you want the link to that? Would anyone be interested in a link to that at all? Let me see if I can find it. Where's that going to be? That'll be in my history, wouldn't it? Hang on. YouTube. I'll put that up there for anyone who wants to watch that. It's quite a good version. It's very well done. Really well done. YouTube. Oh, can't find that now. Here we are. Where's going to be my history? History. Love is history. La da 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 da. Oh, can't find it. Quarantine. Oh, there it is. The Sound of Music full stage show, updated the 22nd of May. Won't be available in the US. LATAM. Where's LATAM? And Asia, apparently. It's a fundraiser as well. Hang on a minute. Let me get that for you. Copy video URL. One moment, please. Connecting. I'll tweet it. It's easier if I tweet it, actually. I'll do it on my Twitter. Twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK if you want to see that. Okay, there's the link for The Sound of Music, which I would. Sound of Music live starring Carrie Underwood. Don't know. Let's have a look. Let's have another look at the information on that. Show more. Yes, that's the one. Carrie Underwood. That's the one, the bell. Carrie Underwood. So I was watching that last night. I'm about 45 minutes into it. It's really good. Really good. It's 2 hours long. 2 hours long. Give that a go this afternoon. Have a look at my Twitter. Twitter.com/Chris Reardon UK and you'll find the link for that. All right. How are we doing on those likes? Can we show... have we got enough there? I have to keep blooming refreshing this because... nothing is going up on there. It seems to be stuck. I don't think that information's coming across to my... 17 likes. Okay, boys and girls. Let's just show Peter Paliwoda's little picture that he sent in here. There it is. He's been digging in his garden. What could you find in your garden? Well, Peter Paliwoda has found that. Very strange and mysterious. It really is. Now, let me find the story. There we are. We'll have to have the strange and mysterious story while this is on music, while this is on boys and girls.
Don't you tell your father.
Oh, hang on. Where's that noise coming from?
Well, your father's pretty Austrian.
Oh, just a moment. Where's that?
Some people think we ought to.
Oh, I've got noise coming through now. Hang on a minute. Where's that coming from?
They're getting ready to...
Oh, there it is. It's coming from a Twitter. All right, stop that now. There we go. Let's try that again. Try that again, boys and girls. Yes. Oh, wrong music. Anyway, pain and suffering. Strange and mysterious. Here we go. So Peter Paliwoda sends in this picture and he says, I dug up my back garden 20 years ago. Well, congratulations, Peter, for surviving another 20 years. Some people don't. When I was making a rockery, he dug this up. Total mystery. It's about 3 foot high, 2 foot wide, and about 4 inches thick. Can just about lift it on its own. It's very heavy. Next doors lived in the house since they were built in 1950 and he's got no idea. Has anyone got any thoughts on this strange and mysterious discovery in Peter Paliwoda's garden? Any ideas what that could be? It does look like some sort of gravestone to me, does it you? Thisty or this tiff. This tiff. Let me just type that in and see. This tiff. See what this tiff is. Don't know. Nothing in Google. If you type that in, this tiff. How strange. The word doesn't even exist. Very, very strange. And mysterious. What could it be? Anyone suggest anything there? Thank you very much for doing that there. Josh does his own show. There you go. If you want to follow him, there's the information up there. And do that. If you've ever got something else you want to put up there that you do, perhaps that you want people to have a look at, then stick it up there in the thing. If you ever want to send anything in, please feel free to do so. Pictures, videos, anything like that. There's my email address. Send it there. Don't put it on Facebook or anything because it'll get lost, okay? Put it on there, all right? Adam, does the bird look like a small red finch? A small red finch, okay. Red finch. Let's have a look. Red finch. No. No, that's all red. No, this really looks like a sparrow with a little bit of, almost like a little red quiff on the front, and that's the only bit of red on there. Beautiful little thing it was. Yes, I must go and buy some loaves of bread or something like that. Morning, John. LaBelle, it was the very first live Broadway show for TV since Cinderella starring Julie Andrews back in the 1950s. Either you like it or hate it. I thought it was good. I thought it was actually excellent, really. Excellent. So anyone got any ideas on that? Because I haven't. It does look like a gravestone of some sort, I suppose. You might get haunted now, to be honest. You might actually get haunted now that you've dug it up there. All right. Anything you want to send in, there's the email address yesterday. We did suffer from a few bites the other night, I must say. I've got a couple of bites on here. Actually, I've gone down now. Look, I've got a nasty bite. Can you see that? Look at that. Evil. And not too bad, actually, because when I realised there were flies out there, I put on long tracksuit bottoms and covered my arms up. But of course, you know, you can't cover every part of your body. My mate, I said to him, do you want a pair of tracksuit bottoms and a long sleeve? No, I'll be okay. Well, he's covered in bites, he is. Little tiny flies. But they weren't out there. Like, it was too windy for them yesterday. They can't hang around in the air if there's too much wind, dear. Andy, I'd love to be haunted. Mick Davenport's so old that even his mouth is haunted. All right. Nice to see my nephew yesterday. He was his video yesterday. He's got a video channel. My nephew called The Scrap Man. Is it The Scrap Man? I think it's called The Scrap Man. Hang on. I think it's called I'm pretty sure it's called The Scrap Man. Hang on, let me just see if it's called that now. I can't remember now. He's been out on his bike a lot. He's doing a lot of exercise now with the children, which is blooming excellent. Oh, I can't find it. Oh, I'm sure it's called The Scrap Man, and he takes stuff apart, and I was watching him taking apart a cassette recorder yesterday. Electric screwdriver going all right. He had this circuit board out, and he thought some of the connections might be gold on there. So would that be the case? Like, you know, when you get a circuit board out, are some of those little things on there gold? And is it Scrap It Man? Thank you, Jason. Scrap It Man. That's my nephew's channel. Scrap It Man. He started taking stuff apart. He took apart this cassette recorder. And as I say, he's got the circuit board out. And yeah, Scrap It Man. When I say he takes stuff apart, not like I would do it with a hammer. You know, bang, bang. No, he's got the screwdrivers out, electric screws, takes a bit off there, and lays it all out on the table in front of him. Yeah. I mean, if that was gold on there, presumably you'd have to have an awful lot of circuit boards to make any money out of that, wouldn't you? And how would you get it off? How'd you do that? Would you have to melt it down with a blowtorch or something like that? How'd you get a bit of a gold connection off of something? And I think, he's running out of things to scrap. Is he really? We can start in this studio then, dear. There's plenty here that can be scrapped. I'll have to have a little look upstairs. I've got a lovely old radio upstairs. Valve, and it works. Valve radio. Wonderful, dear. He's not having that. He's not been to my caravan. I hope not. Is it a goldfinch? Let's have a look. A goldfinch. All right, I'll have a look at that. Goldfinch. That bird I was looking at. Let's have a look. Goldfinch. What are goldfinches a sign of? Oh, no. Hang on. Images. Goldfinch. No. Not a goldfinch. There's lots of pictures here I can see. No, the only red bit, it looks completely like a sparrow. Little red tufts of hair at the top of its head. Doesn't look like any of those. Hang on. Bird with red tufts. Should I try that? Bird with red tufts. No, it doesn't look like any of these. I don't know what that was then. Is that strange? Strange. Oh, we've already done that, haven't we? Strange and mysterious music. Mosquitoes all round his garden. Josh, how awful. Oh, Trevor's been painting this morning. Good. About time you cleaned up that dump of a house you live in, Trevor. Well done. Bet your missus is happy now. Christ, Trevor's done some work, everyone. Give him a round of applause, everyone. Round of applause. That's my nephew, Peter, Gary. Scrap it, man. That's right, his wife was cutting hair. I should have done mine. I've got to do mine today, hopefully, at some point there. Anyone know if Casualty is on tonight, please? We want to know if Casualty is on tonight. It's not a chicken, John. It's not a chicken. Casualty's on tonight. Workplace So, sorry, I was talking about watching TV with people. We've come right away from that. Let's go back to that story. It's in the Daily Mirror today. You probably like watching TV with people. It's quite nice to have someone sitting next to you, unless it's my mate who tells you, who gives you a complete running commentary of what you're watching in front of you. Shut up! Shut up! I'm trying to watch the telly. Have you ever been to the cinema with someone who does that? Oh, they're telling you what's going on in the film while you're sitting there watching it. But it is quite nice to be sitting there watching the telly. I know when I'm up at the caravan, it's quite nice to be, it's all right to be sitting in the caravan on your own watching the telly. But it's also very nice to be around my nephew's house, watching it with him and the children and his missus, or around my sister's house, although I can't sit in there for too long because she's got something in there that sets off my asthma. Terrible. Frightening, actually, for me when that starts happening. But it's quite nice to be sitting there watching programmes. Except she likes all the EastEnders and Emmerdale, and I'm really not into all that stuff and stuff like that. Martin, he has programmes on like I don't know what it's called. They're in America and they buy a container, right? They don't know what's in the container. They don't buy the container. They buy the contents of a container. They go somewhere. There's all these containers, right? And they bid on them. Doors locked. You don't know what's in there. Right, it's like $200, $300, okay. Anyone else, $300, okay, bang, that's yours. And then they open it on this program and they show you what's in there. It's good. It's good. Stuff like that. Very, very good. Anyway, and it's quite nice to watch stuff with people, I think, sometimes. I really do believe that. In the Daily Mirror today, the BBC have launched a new tool that allows you to enjoy TV programmes with your friends without physically being with them. I think I could do this. Like, for example, Casualty. You know, I've watched some programmes sometimes, knowing my sister's watching them at the same time, and then rang her afterwards. With the UK now in its 8th week of lockdown, many British people are yearning for time with their friends and family. The BBC have launched a new tool that allows you to enjoy TV programmes with your friends without physically seeing them. The tool is called BBC Together. Lets you watch or listen to content from the BBC iPlayer, sounds, bite size, news and sport in sync with other people using different devices. We wanted to see if the technology could bring people together. And that's it. So they've got this thing. How to use it. Find a link of the programme or piece of video you want to watch with others from BBC iPlayer. Paste the link into BBC Together service. Okay, which you just type in BBC Together onto Google and it'll come up. This will create a group session you share with your link and family and friends. The host will be in control of the viewing session and you can play, pause or seek or choose a new programme for everyone to watch. Which I think that could be quite annoying because if someone wants to go to the Wii, they just pause it. And, oh, come on! And someone else will pause it at a different time. You'd have to agree Wii times. What time are you having a wee? Well, if that's not good, and we do like a technology story here, Samsung have unveiled a water-resistant outdoor TV designed to live in your garden. Now, this is something we haven't seen here. They've probably got these already in America and Hong Kong, places like that. I haven't seen an outdoor TV here, but this 4K television has boosted brightness and even comes with a rugged rain-proof soundbar. Now, how it would cope with some of the freezing... Well, it doesn't get that cold here anymore, does it? Not really. Not like it did in the 70s. But if it was to have a really cold, prolonged period, I don't know how it will work with that. It's called the Samsung Terrace and featured a 65-inch display, which I've got a 65 downstairs. Samsung promises more than 2,000 nits of brightness. Now, what's that? What's a nit of... Oh, making me itchy, that is. Nits of brightness. Samsung promises more than 2,000 nits of brightness. An iPhone 11 reaches about 625 nits by comparison. Don't know what that is. You can view your telly outside on a bright sunny day without having the screen completely washed out by lights. The TV is IP55 certificated, which means it's capable of withstanding water and dust. This is in The Sun this morning. I mean, I don't know what you think. See, I quite like to sit in the garden. Sometimes I must admit I have my phone with me, and I'll be the only thing I'll be watching is the news. And then when I've watched it, I turn it off, and then I just like to sit and look around the garden at my plants or the trees that are towering above my house, or indeed magpies or whatever else it is that starts opping around in the garden. If you have a telly out there, I don't know. Anyway, it says it should easily survive some wind-swept rain. The TV requires a single power lead, so you may need to hook it up to an extension cable. I don't know. I mean, would that appeal to you, perhaps? I know some people have their tellies in conservatories. Those of you that have got conservatories, I don't have one of those. It's got an ambient mode as well, which you use it as a virtual wallpaper to match its surroundings. Oh. Or a showcase for some digital art, so you could put pictures on there, I suppose, like a digital photo frame. It's only available at the moment in the US and Canada, but will roll out to other regions globally later this year. It is $5,000. It is $5,000 for the 65-inch and $7,000 for the 75-inch. So quite an expensive thing. Sorry, there's a sneeze here. Would that be something that you'd like, perhaps? Outdoor telly? I think I've seen them in places before. You know, like if you're at a concert or something like that, and you sometimes an outside concert, you know, you've got these big screens in daylight, and they're quite bright, aren't they? But now they come domestic. They got domestic ones as well. I think that's an excellent idea, that. In the sun today, piece of technology information for you there. Oh, John's already got one out the front and back. Oh, hang on. Just cover it up with an old quilt. Toshiba Toughbook laptop works underwater. Does it really? Why would you want that? Take the laptop swimming with you. That's funny. God. All right. What else have we got here? Let's do another couple of stories, and then we'll do today's. Oh, is it an hour and a half? Have we been here? I don't know where the time goes. This again is in the. Oh, this is in the Daily Mail this morning, and I was saying to you, did you stock up on stuff? I said to you, I did baked beans and soya milk. Really, British people up and down the UK in the Daily Mail have been missing McDonald's for the majority of their lockdown. Before it reopened certain stores. Did you stock up on anything? I think I asked it earlier. And one family in particular who appear to be pining the fast food chain is the Beckhams, who have reportedly stocked up on its famous Big Mac sauce. And we talked earlier in the week about the enormous queues going on outside drive-through Big Macs and Kentucky Fried Chicken places, or KFCs, whatever they're called now. A source told The Sun, everyone's been missing out on their special thing during lockdown, and clearly this is one of the Beckhams, and it's got there. There's a picture of David Beckham. Doesn't look like a Big Mac, actually. It looks like a homemade Big Mac, because it's a bit different, but I'm sure it's very nice. The family are big fans. They got in quite a lot of the Big Mac sauce to keep them going for a while. It shows they're a down-to-earth family despite their lavish lifestyle. They launched the sauce and made it available to purchase separately, so it could be enjoyed with other meals as well as burgers. Well, I didn't know you could get it to use with something else. It is quite tangy, that stuff, isn't it? The McDonald's sauce. No doubt, probably one of our excellent cooks on here, Mick or someone like that, would be able to make their own McDonald's sauce, given the recipe, I suppose. Yeah, so they've bought a load of sauce. Is that the family there? Well, there's loads of them now. There's him. There's her looking as miserable as hell as usual. They got three boys and a girl. 3 boys and a girl. They all look like him, actually, didn't they? Him and her, actually. Don't particularly look at him. Look like him. They look like him and her at the same time. Casualties on tonight. Excellent, Mick. Casualty on tonight. I'm very pleased about that. LaBelle, everyone's so adorable, reminding me to take my pills. Of course, yes, always hear the pills. Thank you very much, darlings. Fran, it's noisy enough around here. Oh, can you just imagine it if people started buying these outdoor tellies? Actually, it would be all right here. But you know what people are like? They'd start connecting blooming sound systems to them as well, wouldn't you? I do like a bit of peace and quiet, Fran. Do you like peace and quiet? I do. It's funny how it changes over the years, isn't it? Back in the 90s, I loved music, and the 80s, music blaring out my car as I was right. Now just quietly talking on, I have talking on. No music in the car, thank you very much. No, dear. And he stocked up on newspapers in case he ran out of loo roll. Did you put them on a piece of string? Cut into little squares. Good morning to Dr. Grant. You're new, aren't you? Welcome, Dr. Grant. He's in Washington State, referred by podcast I listened to. What podcast was that, as a matter of interest, Dr. Grant? Grand. Welcome to the show there. Adam, myself and Royston went to McDonald's the other day. The queue was an hour and a half long, so we ordered it through Just Eat and got it delivered in 19 minutes. How much do you have to pay for that then? For someone to come and deliver stuff? That's a fiver, isn't it? Do you not think that's a lot of money? My aunt, Auntie Brenda, yesterday ordered fish and chips for the first time. She's on her own in a bungalow in a lovely place called Tring, which is in Hertfordshire. And she said she'd never tried it before. I said, what's it like? She said, well, I wish I hadn't ordered it. She said it was horrible. She only managed to eat half of it. She said there were big portions, but you just didn't like it. So she won't be doing that again. I said, what's she charge? £10 for that? Fish and chips delivered for one person? That's reasonable, isn't it? To have it delivered as well, you know. But of course, you know, the more people that are at the address that order, I suppose the better value it would become, wouldn't it? It's a bit like when I ordered those catering-sized tins of beans. What was that noise there? Oh, someone at the door. Excuse me a moment. Excuse me. Someone at the door. I'm coming back, don't worry. Oh, dear. Oh, yes, another 2 parcels have arrived. I wonder what they are. How exciting. I don't know why I do that, actually. Because they don't wait anymore. Have you noticed that? Amazon or the post office, they ring your bell and then they put your parcels just outside the door. They don't collect them anymore. I should just ignore them, really, perhaps. But you never know who it is. Some people have nightclubs going on in their car, Mike Reese. Absolutely. They do. Bang, but my nephew was like that. He had big speakers in the back of his car. Took the seats out to put speakers in. LaBelle's Neighbours has an outdoor screen and does movie night with a barbecue, invites the neighbourhood to come. The sound is great. Well, it's all right if you want to go, but people who want to sit there in the quiet like me, miserable people like me who want to sit there in the quiet. Adam, you can have anything delivered from Just Eat or Uber. £2 or £3. Well, that's not too bad, is it? £2 or £3. £2 or £3. We like those. Rachel, we managed to get fish and chips yesterday from Crowland. Went out for a walk down the canal and then around Croyland Abbey. So I don't know where that is, actually, Rachel. Not sure where that is. Morning to George Bond, who's upset. Right, okay. One more thing then, gang, and we'll do today's raffle tickets for you. Bored British people are turning their homes into climbing walls and obstacle courses. Are you doing this, boys and girls? What about you, Adrian? Have you turned your house into... Are you climbing all over the house at the moment, Adrian? Got to keep fit. 1 hour exercise a day we all need to be doing. They say you only need to do 150 minutes a week. of exercise. I think an hour a day, hour and a half if you can push it. My nephew has started doing that. I'm really pleased with that. Keen climbers who are stuck indoors due to the pandemic have been setting up their own DIY climbing walls and obstacle courses at home. Oh, Seattle Talk Radio with Joyce Mo. Is that where you found us there? Seattle Talk Radio. Excellent. Don't forget, if you do your own podcasts or things, just put a little link up there. They don't always show up and I have to manual click, so I've got to be watching it there. Okay? So, have a little look on there. Makeshift climbing centres have been springing up in people's living rooms, garages and cellars made from everyday items such as Jenga brick blocks and wooden pallets. Oh, I made a little Jenga block video with great nephew Harry at Christmas. Anyone who saw that? It's these things and you put them together and you have to pull the one out, I think, and eventually they topple down. Oh, it's great. They're great little things, they are. Some are even practicing on the exterior of their properties as they come down with unique ways to hone up their skills and keep fit during lockdown. The results are being shared on social media with wacky home bouldering videos quickly taking the internet by storm. Professional and amateur climbers can be seen scaling the walls of their homes and moving from room to room and even upstairs without touching the ground. Ladies, you can upset your husbands here, ladies. Start climbing the walls. Probably Mandy climbs the walls quite a lot when Mick starts spouting his crap off. An engineer from Gloucestershire has been seen taking the exterior of his home to practice his climbing. He said, I think the craze has taken off because climbers are a pretty eccentric bunch. We're always looking for something new to scratch the itch. Well, now, don't do this if you've got plastic drain pipes, for Christ's sake. Maybe metal ones, but not plastic ones. You'll just end up falling down and breaking the plastic drain pipe. That'll cost you an arm and leg getting a plumber out. Oh, dear me. Especially down here in the south. £150 might get him to ring your doorbell. That's if it turns up. When the lockdown started, people stuck to training in any way they could. This bloke started looking at their own situations thinking, can I climb that? Well, let's try it anyway. He's climbing up his wall. He's 70, this bloke. He got involved, scaled 2 flights of stairs in his home without touching the floor 26 times to rise over £1,000 for Oxfam. Excellent. He's a granddad. He's been rock climbing for 30 years. Climbers are hoping that when the lockdown finally finishes, they'll still be fairly fit. So that's great to go around that. And, you know, because they can't do the type of exercise that they normally do, they found something else, you see. They found something else to do. You know? Brilliant. It's like me, but I've been used to going swimming and all that all the time. But that's not possible at the moment. So I started walking and also doing cycling as well. Well, I mean, I have been cycling for a while. I usually cycle, but not to the extent I've been doing it recently. I mean, that 20-mile job, the other couple have done a couple of 20-mile jobs. They killed me. But I think it's very good for you. Find something else to do. Meanwhile, a super chat has poured into the studio. Thank you very much for that £4 tip coming from Michael Lawrence. And you go free of charge into the super chat raffle, where one of these is going to be won this week. This is an original one, isn't it, gang? Now, not one a cheap copy, which Mick Davenport has done, unfortunately, very badly, but look at it as well, I have to say. Sticker on all crooked. Dreadful. Dreadful. I can't wait for the message that comes and says, oh, you were right. It came off in the wash. It won't be sticky again. Won't be sticky. You'll have to get yourself a glue gun, Mick. Try some of that around your fingers. Try this. Here, Mick, here's something for you to try. You could make a little video of this for us to watch. What you could do is get some super glue, right? And have a little clock next to you and film it, right? And put the super glue on the tips of your fingers like that, right? Like that. And we want to find out how long that takes to stick. Then you won't be able to keep typing messages in my boxes. Now, thank you. Michael Lawrence, some free tickets for you, Michael. 253 254. This is for the Super Chat raffle. next Thursday. 255 and 256 for you, Michael. There you go. All right, my darling. 253 to 256 for Mr. Michael Lawrence. Thank you very much for the tip. Much appreciated, Michael. Let me place that in our Super Tatters ticket retention unit. All right. Now, did who was it who wanted to advertise something, which I'm always very, very happy to do. If you've got something that you're proud of and you want to advertise it, like your own little show or something like that, let us know. Okay. Yeah, Adrian's been climbing all over his house. 6.8 mile walk this morning, Daniel. What time did you go out? Sort of 6-ish, very early. And where do you go, Daniel? Where'd you go? Tell us more. Tell us more. Sent you our address. Please don't visit. You think I'll come around doing visits? Not free of charge, I don't, mate. You want to visit? They're 50 quid plus VAT. And you can't come within 2 metres of me. There's none of that meet and greet here, darling. I'm not having any of that meet and greet. I might have a meet and greet outside the front of my caravan. I could do afternoon teas, afternoon concerts. I've got a keyboard at the caravan, not a very expensive one, just a basic one. I could move that onto my veranda and have concerts. Well, I've got new neighbours apparently. I've got new neighbours at my caravan. And the good news is they're both in their 70s. Fantastic. Thank you. Very quiet. I'm not noisy either. Where I do my show up at the caravan, the Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex, that particular room, I'm facing the field. So all my noise will be projected that way, so no one else can hear it. I'd hate to upset anyone with noise. If someone ever had to knock on one of my doors, either here or up at the Lincolnshire Television Studio Complex, I'm ever so sorry, but could you keep it down? I would be horrified with that. Horrified that someone has had to come to me because they can hear what I'm up to or whatever. That's hilarious. Mick, we're in the posh area. Please do me a favour. Posh area. There is no posh area in Bristol. Posh area in Bristol. Please do. There's Trevor chatting away there. Come on, Peter. Get some exercise done, Peter. I hope you're not an armchair warrior. You need to do something. And if you haven't done exercise for ages, just go and do 5 minutes and build it up slowly. There must be a way of doing a live show, exercising together outside. Eh? I could be the new green goddess. Sort of tanned version, really. Eh? Mandy, as I've told you, Chris, just go yes dear, no dear. Yeah, you're right, Mandy. It's so much easier, isn't it? It really is. Trevor, Mick and Mandy are living in a bouquet residence. The lady of the house speaking. If you call Adam the plumber, it won't cost you a penny. Oh, it's jumped. Where's that gone? Won't cost you an arm and a leg, and you're good looking, even better, bigger discount. Are you doing that again, Adam? Because you said you'd stop doing that. Your plumbing thing. Have I got anything here that needs to be done? Oh, guess who was asking about an external tap the other day, Adam? I don't know. Well, it's just pointless, isn't it? Trying to help some people. Spider-Man. DSLDG2. Hello to you. It would have to be chained down where I live. I know what you mean. It's a bit like that round here. I'm surprised my hanging baskets haven't been nicked this year. That happened once. Someone nicked my hanging baskets. I had to chain them on with a lock. I've got a camera out there now anyway, so it doesn't matter. Talking to Mick there. It was 6:30 this morning, Daniel, and he went to the next village from here and back. I took a detour around the town. Isn't it nice being out at that time in the morning? It's so dead quiet. Really nice. You should do an extra exercise show, says Adrian, every week. Love to see you wearing a green leotard. Something not to be missed. Perhaps. Perhaps. Garage sale selling some of your stuff. Rude, dear, rude. Right, let's do these raffle tickets. Anyone want a raffle ticket? This is for Monday's raffle. Everyone's entitled to a raffle ticket for Monday's raffle. Make sure you write down the numbers, because when we read the Monday raffle tickets, we don't read the names. It's up to you to claim. Okay, darlings? All right, this is for Monday's raffle, and you can win one of these when we do the raffle on Monday. Now, from Monday this week, next week, from Monday next week, you will only be able to claim a raffle ticket while the show is live. Okay? Either in the chat box, as some of you are about to do now, that would be at the end of the show, or at any time during the show by an email or text message. All right? So as soon as the show starts, if you want to, you can say raffle ticket please by email or text message, and they'll be dealt with straight after the show. Or you can wait, as most people probably will, because it's kind of part of the show now, until the end of the show, and you can ask them. But as soon as the show's finished, that's it. Lines are closed. Boo! Here we go. Rachel says she doesn't fancy the almond or Outpro soya mook in her tea either. See, same as me. Thank you, Maureen. Ticket number 265 for Maureen. Texting in there, 265 for Maureen. And here we go with today's raffle tickets. Where are we now? John Aitken. Is it John first on there? Yeah, John. John Aitken, 266 for you, John. Thank you, John. Tony King, 267. James Humble, Oh, why have I put Tom? James Humble, 268. Colin Coates, 269. 270 for Andy. 271, Jason Hughes. Colin K, 272. Diane Jebb, 273. Rachel, 274. Mick's got hanging baskets, and they've been there for 2 weeks. I told you we were posh. Sean, 275. Don't worry if I missed you out, gang. Just come back to me at the end, all right? Sean, 275. Where's that gone now? Oh, there's Sean. Fran, 276. Michael Lawrence, 277. Daniel, 278. Mick, 279. This is Monday's raffle we're doing at the moment, okay? Peter, 280. 281 for Adrian. John swaps his baskets for nicer ones in a posh street. You can actually buy a hanging basket. They're quite expensive to buy, some of them. In garden, 25 quid for a hanging basket. You can make them for a couple of quid. You know, once you've got the basket, just reuse it year in, year out. I make my own. I take pleasure in doing that, though. Some people, they like instant gardening, don't they, you know? Some people like the instant gardening where you just buy it and hang it up and that's it. I don't actually take pleasure in making these things, you know. John Parrish, 282 for you, John. John Parrish, 282. Travel's off now. Bye-bye, Trevor. Cheerio. He's going to do some floorboards, are you? Adam the Plumber, 283. On his birthday there. And that's everyone, I think. If I've missed anyone out, please speak now. Just to explain anyone who's new today, we do actually do 2 raffles now. One's on Monday. Everyone gets a raffle ticket on Monday, boys and girls. Okay. There's all today's ones there. Okay. Everyone gets a raffle ticket for Monday, and they go in a thing there. And we do that Monday mornings at somewhere between 9 and 11 o'clock. We also have a Super Chatter raffle. So anyone who sends a tip, I give them a free raffle ticket. Those ones are pink. And that raffle is on Thursdays. That's where the Super Chatter raffle go in. So every time someone sends us a £1 Super Chat, I give them a free raffle ticket. If it's £2, 2. If they send a super chat sticker, $1.99, I'll give them 2. This week's prize is that. Okay, that's this week's prize. And you can't buy these. It says I'm a winner. You must win these. So you can either do it like that, if you know, on the free super chatters raffle, or bingo. You can choose that. Bingo prize Sunday. If you want the big prize on Sunday, you can choose that. Or you can do it on our super draw raffle, which is once a month at the end of the month, where all the raffle tickets collected from all the both raffles go in here. That's quite full up, that is now. And we choose one of those. All different colours. Look at those. All right. All different colours, like the United Nations, dear. It really is. Have I missed anyone out? Let's have a look there. Adam, that we did Adam. Was it a woodpecker? A woodpecker. A woodpecker. Hang on. Because there is a woodpecker around here. We hear it. Could well be. There's different types of woodpecker, isn't there? Red-headed. No, they've got red heads. What's that there then? No. Pillated wood. It could have. Oh, I don't know. There's too much red there. There's too much. It was just a little tuft of red at the front there. I don't know what it was. Have we done all the tickets there? Peter's growing veg in his baskets. I know you can get hanging down tomatoes, can't you, for hanging baskets, where they sort of trowel down tomatoes like that. Right. Let's have a look there. Is that everyone? Your boss is in jail? Right, okay. Well, what did he do wrong for doing that then? It's none of our business. We shouldn't be talking about people that are in prison or anything like that, I don't think. Okie doke, gang. Let's do... What have we got to do now? Dartford Warbler. Oh, hang on then. Dartford Warbler. Dartford Warbler. Let's see if it's that one. Now, I see the tuft of hair there, but it's not red, is it? It's grey. It's definitely red. That's probably the closest I've come so far. I don't see anything with a red head. No, that remains a mystery, that does. See, with an iPhone, you can't really get... It's not much of a zoom on it. You get so far, and I did take a couple of pictures of the Magpie the other day, but you try and zoom in there, and you can't really get to the thing. Let me see if I can find you those pictures I took. Just a second, my darlings. Okay, yeah, here they are. 1, 2, 3, 4. There we are. Okay, so here is. Oh, how are we going to do this now? See that's a magpie there. Look at it. It's just sitting there. It sat there for about 10 minutes, 10, 15 minutes. It did. While I was having my dinner yesterday, and this was the same one. There it is. There's my bird bath. So it's very colourful, isn't it? Right, magpie there. And a little bit further away before I zoomed in there. So you don't really get a good zoom on these iPhones at all. It would need a decent camera, really. I wouldn't want a decent camera. I wouldn't use it enough, you know. If I buy something... Oh, and the rhododendrons are all out. There you go. The rhododendrons are all coming out now. Isn't that beautiful? Oh, you don't... Would like that? There we are. There's me naked. There's me with my glasses on. All right. Did the bird fall in a pot of paint? Possibly. Strawberries and hanging baskets. That's another one, yes. Strawberries and... A kinglet. Shall we have a look at a kinglet? Okay, kinglet. K-I-N-G-L-E-T. A kinglet. Is it a kinglet? No, not a kinglet. Definitely not a kinglet. There's a golden kinglet there. the tuft of hair. Right. No, see, it wasn't yellow. It was definitely red. But that's similar with that literally a tuft sticking up like that. Such a beautiful thing there. Was it a punk? No, you're a punk, mate. So we've looked at Dartford Warbler. Never mind, I don't know what it was. Okay, cute bird bath. Thank you very much. Yeah, I've had it about 5 years now. My mate got it for one of my Christmas things there. Right, let's do today's birthdays. As you know, boys and girls, the delightful Adam the plumber will sort out all your pipes and bathrooms. It's his birthday today, 48 years old. Happy birthday, my dear, dear friend Adam. And I have to tell you, Adam's probably one of my most trusted people. He really is one of my most trusted people, Adam the plumber. Happy birthday to you, sir. Brian Vaughan. Good morning to Brian. Happy birthday to you, sir. Wayne Parker today is 48 years old. Michael Cullen. Hello, Michael. Mike Cullen, 42 years old today. Not looking a year of it, Michael. All right, happy birthday, Michael. Deano Nelson, who I work with in Lewisham, is 38 years old today. Mark Bristow Proudfoot today is 51 years old. Happy birthday, Mark. John Day. Good morning, John. Happy birthday to John. Martin Monahan. Morning, Martin. Happy birthday to you. And David Peacock's birthday as well today. Happy birthday, everyone. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday, happy birthday to you. Twice, coronavirus. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, happy birthday. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday. All right, happy birthday, boys and girls. There we are. Well, I'm looking forward now to Casualty later because we haven't had that for a few weeks, have we? Thanks so much for joining us on the show today. I'm going to go for a bicycle ride today over at the lake. I might put some pictures up a little bit later on if it looks pretty around there, or save them for tomorrow. As always, gang, if there's anything you want to send in, please feel free to send it in. Pictures, little videos, anything that you're proud of or that you just like, whatever, send it in today. If you've got a little story to add to it as well, put it on the email, and in exchange for likes, I shall send them, we'll show it, all right? LaBelle says, I have a friend, and we're supposed to watch him, to wish him a life birthday. What's a life birthday? Is that where you sort of congratulate yourself that you managed to survive another year or something like that? Quite possibly. Thanks very much, gang. I'll see you again. The next show is tomorrow's bingo show, which is at 8 o'clock. Very popular. I'm afraid if you're not on the system, I can't get you on it now because the bingo system is completely full up. So we can't add anyone to it, I'm afraid. But that's when the next show is, tomorrow night at 8 o'clock. If you're interested, I'll be streaming the Mass from Corpus Christi in Wokingham on one of my other YouTube channels, Religious Hymns and Music, that's called. You can find that as a recommended channel in the bottom right-hand corner. Have a lovely day. It's a nice day. Ready for my bicycle. Cheerio.